Sibilia here. I'm with Scott Gentile, one of the team leaders here at Keller Williams in Stanford. And, we recently both joined from another brokerage. And it's been a great experience so far, 6 months or so in. Loving the environment, loving the studio that they built specifically for Scott and I. That was one of the main things that got us here, right?
Yes, yeah. I love it. And thank you very much for having me with you.
This is amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
And, I already have my guest list lined up. I already sort of have 3 or 4 guests and topics that I know I want to talk about, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. And, I mean, you and I have followed each other to basically, this is our 4th brokerage together. And I know I can tell you, I see a huge difference here at Keller Williams compared to the other 3 before this.
It's a different environment. It's more entrepreneurial, and I like the fact that they have trainings, and if you want a refresher on something, there's plenty definitely to get involved with. So you can get involved with as much or as little as you want, which is really cool.
Yeah. There's I guess we'll call it a toolbox, if you will, and you could use as much as that toolbox or as little of that toolbox as you'd like. But yeah, no, it's fantastic, and you fit in like a glove here. I'll tell you that. I mean, it's really because you are made to have your own business, and that's truly what this is. They don't tell you have to charge this on your listing. They're like, hey, we'll support you with whatever you want in your business.
Well, Scott, we can't talk about compensation.
I didn't.
All compensation is negotiable. But the one thing that I do have at Keller, where I don't think you have at some of the big box brokerages, is you have a little bit more leeway in terms of how you manage your business, how I manage my business,
or how they support your business.
And how they support. And again,
that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, as much or as little as you want, right? If I want like all kinds of hands-on support, I can have it here. And if I want no support, I can get that too. So,
but I mean, from what I could tell, you've in the short time that you've been here at Keller Williams, you've really done, your business has done pretty well. And I'm not going to say it's a tough market, but it's a different kind of market, but it's one that if you really need to know how to navigate, and Ted is the consummate professional that you can ask around to any of his colleagues, and he does right by his clients and make sure that he follows everything letter to the law and does everything by the book and does it right. And it's really like we see it. And the leadership, we talk about it. He doesn't even know that. And we talk about how good of a job that he does with every single transaction and representing his clients. And I think that's a testament to him. And I think he's in the perfect place to continue to grow his business. Kind of like, this is a terrible, I shouldn't say terrible analogy, but it's kind of like the game of golf and bowling, which you can compete against yourself in golf and in bowling.
Which I'm terrible at both, by the
way. But then you can also compete against others. But when you concentrate on competing against yourself, that's really when your game improves in both bowling and golf. And I think it's the same in real estate.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the things that I try to do is I try to stay on top of, emerging trends. Right now, the hot topic is AI, and how can I utilize AI to best support my business, right? Make some of the things I do more efficient.
No matter how you want to slice it. I just had a conversation earlier today about that. It's not, how is AI coming? No, AI is here. It's already starting to transform the industry a bit, and it's only going to continue to do so. And real estate agents and just people in general, in no matter probably what industry, but specifically in talking about real estate here, need to embrace it. Otherwise, it's going to pass you by.
100%, and there's definitely ways to utilize it. I mean, there's more I could be doing with it.
Sure.
But for the most part, it's really just understanding, staying on top and at the forefront of the emerging technologies. One thing that I also do that I feel is very important is looking at saleability of homes. Why certain homes sell for certain pricing versus others similar. And one of the things I do is I look at design, right? I've been studying really design trends. and working closely with, a home stager who's
Yeah, right. Which you've gotten a number of compliments on, by the way, with the work that she's done with your properties.
She's incredible, and I'm going to have her here she's going to be my first guest, and we're going to have a discussion.
Well, you should, because I think not, I mean, those properties probably would have sold anyway, but I think they sold a lot quicker and probably for more money because of the staging work that she did.
I'll tell you something. Years ago, when I was, first starting off in the business,
Yeah.
I was dead set against staging, right? I said I didn't believe in it whatsoever. I said, if we price the house right, it's going to sell. And as kind of like I got older and wiser in the business, and I've experienced a couple of homes that were staged, I kind of saw the light.
Yeah.
And now I'm a huge believer in it. And I think that, potentially sellers could be leaving a lot of money on the table, because sometimes people only look at, oh my God, this was going to cost me X.
Right.
But
what's your return going to be on X?
Yeah, what I like to phrase it as, it's going to cost you Y if you don't do it, because you're potentially leaving a lot more money on the table.
Right.
So don't just look at the upfront costs. Look at what you're going to net out at the end, right? And I think that's the difficult part of doing what we do, is educating our clients, holistically about the whole transaction, and because everyone's just looking at the today.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, sometimes, right, it's the old saying of sometimes you have to spend money to make money. And that's exactly it when it comes to staging a home when trying to sell it. And there's a good chance that you will spend money to make more money.
100%. And one of the sayings I really like, and kind of stuck with me over the years, is, it's gonna your first price reduction will cost double or triple what a stage will cost.
True.
Yeah.
Actually, that's I have not heard that, but that's very accurate.
Yeah. So you're talking about, to stage maybe a small house. I don't know. Peanuts, less than $5,000, less than $10,000, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever the size of the house.
Yeah, whatever.
And how many rooms?
Versus potentially your first price reduction is going to be at least $50,000, depending on the price of the house. So,
could be.
So you're looking at, I think it's just being able to put it into perspective for people so that they understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So when you do these different broadcasts here, what are you looking to educate your clientele, or what are you looking to inform your potential clients and or existing clients with the information that you're going to bring to these recordings?
I hope that it adds some value and it adds some nuggets of information to their thought process, right? If they're thinking about selling or thinking about buying.
Yeah.
I just, if I can make somebody a little bit more knowledgeable about the process, right? It's a win, and that's kind of what I'm here to do.
All right.
I like, I'm an educator, so I like to educate my clients.
Well, that's ultimately what it comes down to, right? Is you're a consultant and you're an advocate for your clients, and really you just need to educate them on all the information so they can make the best educated decision. And you're doing the same thing for your potential clients and for your clients, and the product being their home, or if you're representing a buyer, in your negotiating skills and that side. But anyway, so that's great the way you do that.
Yeah, and I guess one of the reasons that you said people get scared of having a meeting potentially is look, I get it, right?
Right.
I'm in the industry. I've seen all the trainings, and it's all about constant follow-up. And one thing that I don't do is I do not harass people.
Right.
Like I want to be known as the go-to, and when somebody's ready to list or buy, I want to be known as the person they come to without me constantly being in their face and harassing them.
Sure. Well,
it goes against common, strategy and knowledge for real estate agents, right? You have to constantly be in people's face, and you have to constantly remind them. But I think there's a subtle way to do it,
Sure.
without being overwhelmed. And it's respect,
That's it.
mutual respect and knowledge, and then being professional and getting things done. So I get the concern, and that's what I tell people that come through my open houses. You can sign in. I'm not going to harass you.
Right.
Right? You might get a couple follow-ups from me.
Right.
If you don't want to hear from me, then just tell me. But if you do want to hear from me, you know where I am. So that's it. It was a pleasure being here and speaking with Scotty. And I look forward to many future sessions, maybe another one with Scott. We'll talk about some different subjects.
I'm always here. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks.